Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a beer, it's time for some Path of Exile discussion. I wanted to put together a quick guide to how to turn bulk quantities of Chaos Orbs into bulk quantities of other currency items in Path of Exile, because I think most people's default approach to doing this is to jump on POE.trade and search for the currency they want to buy. So let's say that you've got Chaos Orbs and you want stack decks. The default thing people will do is they will just do a search for stack decks. There is a much better way. And I was able to use this to turn 56 Chaos Orbs into 56 stack decks in the space of about 6 minutes just before. And it does work on larger scales as well. So what I've got here is a stash tab, a premium tab, that I've marked as price 8/8 stacked deck. And I put 56 Chaos Orbs in here. And the reason that you do this is that what this is setting up is that you are offering a trade here. You are offering to sell the items in this tab at a price of 8/8 of a stacked deck. Now, 8/8 might just sound like one. However, what it does is it imposes a minimum trade size. So rather than saying I'm offering to trade one of my Chaos Orbs for one of your stacked decks and then getting a lot of people coming to you with just one or two, what you want to do is just get the bulk trades to happen because bulk trades are faster. So this imposes a minimum. If it's a bit later in the league and you've got a bit more currency behind you, you might actually decide that you want to be more stingy than dealing with 8, and you might say, I'm only interested in doing 20 at a time, or maybe you're only interested in doing 50 at a time. The exact parsing, though, that's important. The first thing you want to check is to say to yourself, now this doesn't come up when you're selling something for exactly 1K, or when you're buying something for exactly 1 Chaos Orb, but if you were doing something where the item you were trading for, like Awakened Sextants, was worth materially different amounts to a Chaos Orb, the time I'm recording this video, one Awakened Sextant is about 1.95 Chaos Orbs. What you want to do is make sure that that the price indicator that you've got, the fraction, is written in a way that sort of makes sense. So if I was trading for Awakened Sextants, I might put a whole bunch of Chaos Orbs in here and then say price is 10/19 Awakened Sextant. And then that makes sense because I'm thinking that one Chaos Orb is actually worth about 10/19 of an Awakened Sextant. And so that would be a trade that I'm offering where I'm saying, you give me 10 Awakened Sextants, I will give you 19 Chaos Orbs. I will do this as many times as I have Chaos Orbs for. Now, in terms of the exact parsing of the way that you write this, so it starts out with tilde, so that is the shift and holding the button that's to the left of 1 on your keyboard, then the word price, then you want to type in the fraction, which might be an improper fraction like 8/8 or 17/3. Don't use something like 2 and 1/3, that won't work. If you wanted 2 and 1/3, you would instead need to write 7/3. And then you will need to use an exact name for the particular currency that you want to trade for. And what I will do, I'll put a link to this information into the description of this video, but you can get all of this information by jumping to the Path of Exile POE Trade website. And you will see here that this is the POE trade interface. In fact, my offer isn't there anymore because it's updated after I've traded everything. But in the trade section, there's an option for bulk item exchange. And then once you go bulk item exchange, in the top right corner, there is a question mark about section. So click on that and it will bring up this screen, and then scroll down and you will see item tags. So for an Orb of Alteration, you need to say exactly ALT. You can't change that. You need to exactly write alt. If it was a Gem Cutter Prism, you need to type GCP. Whilst those are commonly used abbreviations amongst players, some things are not commonly used abbreviations. One thing of note, Exalted, you actually can write Exalt and it will get that right, but most of the rest, it will not use any, it will not accept any slight variation of this. So for instance, if you wanted to list something in augments, I don't believe it works if you type augment. I think you need to write exactly AUG. For some of the rarer currency items, they have much longer names like Warlords - Exalted - Orb. And so that's something that you'll need to just copy paste out of here. So if we wanted to price something in Warlords Exalts, we would come here, we would just Control-C to copy, then we would go back into the game client, and then at that point we would say that our price is 8/8 Warlords Exalted Orb. And that is saying an offer that I will trade, and let's actually not make it, let's not make it 8/8, let's make it 3/8. This is a price saying that I will trade 8 of the items in this tab for 3 of your Warlord's Exalted Orbs. And so that's something that you can set up as an offer if you're interested. So that's a quick guide as to how to do bulk trading in Path of Exile. This is far more efficient than just going through and trading for items one by one, especially given the number of time wasters you'll encounter. And more often, it's not even people that are malicious that will stuff you around with trading. It will be people that have already sold it. So you'll encounter someone that might be selling, say, 22 stack decks for 23 Chaos Orbs, but they may have sold that 15 minutes ago. And so they're not able to carry out that trade. They're also probably sick of getting tells about it and probably not going to interrupt what they're doing to respond, because if they were doing that, then they'd end up responding to 50 different comments in a row. Anyway, that's all I got there. You can use any divination card instead of currency items if you want, but people tend not to find offers that are listed in divination cards. So for instance, you might consider that the divination card, the Scout, was worth picking up and trading for, but people generally won't. If they've got a Scout card, they won't look for items that are listed in Scouts, whereas people will look for items that are listed in alternate currencies. May your Orbs have interesting results.